Hi, this is Arshad Devani, a tech speaker and an entrepreneur. As part of this particular workshop, we are going to really create something beautiful. So we are going to start creating videos using AI, everything using your local desktop. And to do this, we are going to again use Comfy UI to generate the videos. We are going to use WAN 2.2 for generation of this particular videos. And remember, we had created a prompt before. We are going to utilize the same prompt to now generate a video of a car drifting. Alright, so as part of this particular workshop, we are going to use a couple of components from MSI for this amazing build which we have. Let's look at what all components are there as part of this. So first of all, we have Intel Core Ultra 9 285K processor. We have T-Force Delta RGB 32GB RAM. We have MSI MPG Z890 Carbon Wi-Fi motherboard. We have MSI GeForce RTX 5070 Ti Vanguard SoC graphics card. We have MSI MAG Core Liquid i360 all-in-one liquid cooler. And then we have MSI MAG A850GL power supply. We have MSI MAG Pano 100R PZ PC case. We have MSI Spatium M470 Pro 2TB SSD, which is an NVMe one. We have MSI MAG 27 1QPX QD OLED monitor, which is this one. We have the MSI MP 27-inch 3QP monitor, which is the standing one here. And then we have the MSI MAG Forge GK300 combo of this keyboard and mouse with RGB lights. And then we have the MSI Immerse GH20 headset, which is this amazing audio quality one headset, which we are going to utilize for the recording as well. So let's get started with the workshop. Now, if you remember from our previous workshops, you remember that we had generated a prompt where we were asking for a video script for a car drifting. And we are going to now utilize that as part of this thing. But before we go on to that, let's look at some of the things, some of the information which you need to have about the videos. So let's try to understand how videos are generated first, and then based on that we will try to understand furthermore as to which particular model. There are of course so many different models which you can utilize to go ahead and generate these videos, but we are going to look at one particular model today, which is WAN 2.2. We will start looking at the basics of how a video gets generated first, and then based on that we will see how the models are being utilized as well. So let's start with the AI generation related modes. So a video is basically generated when you put in a lot of static images together with slight modifications or slight movements at certain places. When these images are stitched in together in a sequence, that is the way how the videos are generated. Now, when you have a text narrative, when you give out a couple of text sequences, or you basically say that you want a particular video, the way how a model understands is it tries to generate n number of images together, and all of these images are decoded again together to generate a final video. So we are going to see this in action as well. There are a couple of challenges while you create a video. So point number one is you need to have a very smooth and natural transition. In case if this is missing at any point of time, then it becomes very difficult for the users or for the end people to see this particular video. If there are glitches in terms of the transitions, if there are abnormalities in the video, then the videos don't turn out to be good. This is one of the fundamental problems which you will see in a lot of videos which have been generated using AI. Of course, with more and more set of training of the models which is happening, these can be avoided but not completely eliminated. There are some models which use good transition modes to make sure that the videos are stitched in well, and that minimalizes this particular issue. The next thing is, if there are too many moving pieces in the video which is getting generated, this tends to again have a problem, because it might make the user who is going to watch this very dizzy, because the movements will be very quick and abrupt. When this happens, the camera movements and everything needs to be minimalized. If this is not taken care about, then the videos will not look good. And the third thing is, each video generation takes a longer time in AI. This is particularly because it depends on a lot of different parameters like the resolution, the cinematic quality, the kind of model which you are utilizing, the level of model which you are utilizing, as well as the hardware which you are utilizing. So you need to use some very good hardware, something similar to what I'm using right now. So I'm using RTX 5070 Ti. So you can go ahead and you can use a very good GPU to generate all of this images or video, and that will help you in terms of generating the video well. Now when you do all of these things, it also means that you will require a good computational power, not only for generation of the video but also for the post-processing method. So the video generation just doesn't end there. The final product will ideally have audio and a lot of other things also included as part of this. So let me introduce WAN 2.2. It's one of the most latest video models which are available. We are again going to use Comfy UI to go ahead and generate this particular video. Now WAN 2.2 is the latest edition of the WAN series. So we had WAN 2.1, we now have WAN 2.2, which is more modern. It can generate things way more faster. Let's look at some of the features of this particular model. So WAN 2.2 has been developed by Alibaba team, and it has been launched in July 2025, which is very nearby from the time when we are shooting this particular video. It can generate videos at 480 pixels and 720 pixels at 24 FPS, which is basically shot for frames per second. And it's an open source model, so you can go ahead and you can utilize it as part of any of your UI generation tools, like one of which is definitely Comfy UI, and it requires GPU. So it is recommended that you have at least 4090 to generate all of this videos. So RTX 4090 is like a bare minimum, you can say, to generate this kind of videos. So I'm using 5070 at this point of time. This will definitely run. We have tested it out as well. It works and fine. So we are going to see this in action. The next thing is that there are a lot of different architectures as part of this model which has been taken care of. So we call it as mixture of experts architecture, wherein what it does is there's capacity defined for all the different types of models. So we generally have FP8 and FP9 models, wherein FP9 models require a higher VRAM to generate all of this videos, the way how things work out and everything. So we are going to look at the FP8 model so that the generation is a bit quicker. With this particular architecture coming into the picture, you will be able to have much more visual clarity around the exported video out. So let's see something in action as well. And the model particularly is useful when you have to have cinematic experiences. So you will have lighting modes which are already set. You can define in different camera angles. You can say how the camera needs to be tilted. It will understand all of these things to make sure that the final video which is getting generated is very smooth in terms of transition, and you have more power to control the way how the camera is going to move within the video. And it also has very good color grading options, so you can define in the color sets, the presets and everything, the apertures of the camera which needs to be utilized to make sure that the video gets stitched out very properly. Let's look at how WAN 2.2 generates a video, and there are two different modes which you can utilize. So we have text to video mode, wherein you can utilize a text. So you define it exactly the way how we have a prompt. So we are going to try both of these. So first one is text to video, wherein you would define it in a very simple prompt, and the video will be generated. And the second one is image to video. We will look at it. We may not properly be able to generate the whole video as part of this particular workshop, but we will see how you can utilize that. So as part of image to video, you would give a single image and you would try to mimic some of the items as part of it, or you would try to make sure that that particular image gets animated or it shows some form of movement. So it will basically utilize the same image. It will interpolate it to make sure that you can have some sequencing, and once the sequencing is available, you will be able to generate this particular set of videos. Now there is a lot of steps which are involved as part of this. So first one, it starts with the prompt encoding. So as part of the prompt encoding, what happens is it takes in all the instructions. It needs to be detailed out. So once the detailed instructions have been provided, it tries to understand what will be the motion which needs to be created to make sure that the camera can have that interpolation of different videos. Then there is a denoising level. So as part of the denoising level, what happens is all of these frames are coming in together so that there's a transition flow which can be created so that there's not sudden movements in terms of the videos. And then a VAE is utilized to make sure that this transitions are smoothened out between the frames as well. So there is encoding, VAE encoding as well as VAE decoding, which comes as part of this particular whole process. It is important to understand the physics about how this particular thing happens. So imagine a case wherein you're going to have a video, everything turned upside down, and you're trying to create a video of that. It is going to be very difficult to see how these videos are going to work out. So it is important that you look at the way how the camera is tilted or how it needs to pan out to showcase the area, the scene which is associated to it. And you should have more natural kind of a videos rather than having superficial videos to ensure that there is a fluent experience. Video generation is a very long process. You need to ensure that you are going to decide your video content length, the number of frames which you are going to do. This is a very simple formula to understand as to how long will it take to generate this whole particular video. It takes anywhere between days to months to create a video which is like 2 hours long. So decide your content accordingly. Now if you see, these are very small videos which we are generating, but in reality when the videos are long, it takes equal amount of time. A very simple understanding about this whole particular video generation process is that each and every frame is generated one after the other, and it needs to have that motion in piece. So when this motion needs to be decided, it will take longer time to generate each and every individual frames, and then when we are utilizing, it stitches all of these things together. So you have to be very careful in the decision process as to how you are going to generate this particular video. It is preferred that you go ahead and have anywhere between 30 seconds to 1 minute videos to generate it locally, because it can be done within a day. But in case if it is going to go for a very longer time, it is preferred that you always use a desktop for this particular purpose so that it can stay for longer hours. Let's look at some of the practical features and performance of this particular model. So it can actually generate 720 pixels at 24 FPS. It takes anywhere between 4 minutes to 10 minutes to generate, depending on the model and the kind of movements which you have. So the ideal benchmark which has been set on 4090 for a 5-second video, this is on 16 frames per second, is close to around like 4 minutes of processing time. So it takes close to around 4 minutes to generate a 5-second video on a 4090. But this will of course change when you change the frame rate, and it will definitely take even longer when the duration of the whole video is longer. It also accepts different languages. So at this point of time, the ways how the languages which have been tested are English and Chinese, and there are additional languages which will definitely come into the picture in the future versions, but at this point of time English and Chinese are automatically allowed. So it goes ahead and it can animate some of the languages and everything, so the transitions of the text can be done as part of it. We have the option of universal editing, so you can make sure that there are modifications using some image references. So that is as part of the image to video related process. You can definitely adjust the mood and control of or the atmospheric lightings or the ambient lightings of the whole video as part of this process. And you can also make sure that you can have a professional grade coloring as part of it. So you can define the tones, the moods of the colors and everything as part of the video as well. Let's look at some of the real world applications where it is being utilized right now. So at this point of time, it is mostly in the test concepts to make sure that you can generate videos of few seconds or probably a minute or so, but not really going in terms of bigger videos like for hours or something. So at this point of time, it is very short videos which gets generated using this. You can use it for promotional videos or for some ad films which is like under 30 seconds or something, which works out really well. And you can definitely utilize it for animated content. So when you are creating any animated videos of cartoons or something of that sort, you can definitely utilize this particular model and it works out really very good. It takes longer time to generate something which is more human or it has a human or something involved as part of it, because it tends to create a bit of hyper realistic feel. Let's look at how this whole particular video production can come into the picture. So you can look at it basically creates a professional video. So it is of course in a way impacting some of the work which is of video content creators. So earlier when you had to do a lot of things manually, now it can be automated in a way that wherein you can utilize AI, particularly WAN or any of the other video generation models, where you can generate all of these videos very easily. And then you have since all of these models are open source, so you can contribute more towards it as well. In case if you are more in terms of a developer person, you can go ahead and you can contribute towards these models as well. And then when everyone is contributing in together, and I love working out with communities. So when communities come in together to build something beautiful, this has more accessibility associated to it. So it is cognizant about different types of scenarios where it can come into the picture. And because it is open sourced, a lot of creators throughout the world can utilize this particular model to generate. And I hope we have our audience who is probably watching this particular video across the world. So you will be able to use it irrespective of the country which you are in. So let's create an AI video, but before we go on to that, let's try to understand. Here's a very quick calculation of how the video frames are generally calculated. So it's a very simple formula which you can utilize, which is basically frames, the total frames which needs to be constructed. So it is basically divided in a way wherein you say the frames per second which is needed in the video duration, how much longer the video duration needs to be, along with one particular frame added. So this is to ensure that how videos could be generated. So let's get onto the code and let's try to see how these things work out. Physics is a very important part of any of the video generation process. So when the videos are getting stitched, when the images are getting stabilized, at that point of time there are tendencies that there are deformities. It is important while writing the negative prompt that you ensure that all of these things have been mentioned, that you want to avoid deformities, you want to have proper focus to make sure that your videos are created well. If you miss out on any of these, you will have to ensure that you will again generate the video. Based on the length of your video, it will take equal amount of time to generate multiple iterations. So it is important to understand that you mention each and every detail about the kind of physics which you want for this particular video. Okay, so let's go back to our Comfy UI. We are going to look at the Comfy UI documentation. As part of Comfy UI, we can come down to video. You can see that it supports a couple of good video sets. We have the LTX video, we have the Onion video, we have the WAN video, and we have Cosmos. So let's look at WAN video. You have WAN 2.2. This is something which we are going to utilize to generate our video. So what we are going to look at is the first one as part of this. So we are going to utilize this particular video set. So I'm not sure if this has loaded up properly or not. Yes, there we go. So this is one of the videos which the WAN team has gone ahead and created. I'll just play this video a couple of seconds to showcase how this works out. So okay, it's buffering. It is something which is associated to the main structure. So hopefully we'll see it in a couple of more seconds, but we are going to utilize this particular model to go ahead and generate. So this is the 5 billion parameters based model. There's of course another model which is of 14 billion parameters. We will try to use that one as well, but let's go ahead and utilize this particular one. So I am going to pull this particular video in as okay. So in order for you to go ahead and utilize this particular video, you'll not be able to drag the video like how we used to do it for images, but you will have to download the JSON file, right? So when you click on download JSON work file, it will open it up in another tab. You can right click and you can say save as, and you can go ahead and you can add it up this in your download. So you can go ahead and you can utilize this. So I already have it downloaded, so I'm not downloading it once again. All you got to do is click on save. Let's go ahead into the workflow. I'm going to open up this particular workflow. I am going to use the video 5 billion one. So I have a lot of other stuff which is in here. So I'm going to use the 2.25 billion one. And as you can see, it has loaded up everything here. The prompt, the text and everything. So I don't particularly understand Chinese, so I'm just going to copy this here. I'm going to go ahead and use Google Translate, and I'm going to select the text language. I'm going to enter up the text and we are going to convert it into English so that I understand this well. And we are going back, we are going to replace this here. So we are seeing this that the clip is already, the prompt has already been given here, which is low contrast in a retro 1970s style. This is exactly the prompt which has been used for this video. So you can see that the video is which is being utilized here. This is the concept of that particular video. It's a beautiful video where a person is playing guitar and people are moving around it. So the prompt used for this was low contrast in a retro 1970s style subway station. A street musician plays in dim colors. You can see the dim colors coming up around here, and then you have the next part is and rough textures, which is also there. He wears an old jacket playing guitar with focus, which is already taken care of. So you can see that he's always into the focus. And then we have commuters hurry by and a small crowd gathers to listen. The camera slowly moves towards the right, so you can see the movement of the camera is also defined. And then we say that capturing the blend of music and city noise with old subway signs and motel walls in the background. So this is something similar, right? So you can see the textures and everything which is coming in. You have the motel kind of backgrounds, so it is more kind of exact look and feel which has been defined as part of the prompt. Now I'm not sure if you remember, we had already created a prompt. If you remember, we had created a prompt for a video script of a Mercedes AMG drifting, and that was in the scenic views of Dubai. So I'm going to now bring up that particular prompt back again, and we are going to start generating video out of it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to change this whole particular prompt and replace it with the one which I have. So I'm going to quickly copy this, which I have it available. So I'm going to remove this, and we are going to say create a video with the following description, and then I'm going to paste up all of this particular thing. Now remember, this was completely done locally. We didn't use any of the other places. We had used Gemini to go ahead and make this even more better, but then we are going to utilize the same content of the whole video as part of this. And we are going to change some of the parameters as part of this to make sure that the video generation will be a bit more faster. So we are going to change the width of this to 1024 by 768, which is basically one of the well-known resolutions, and length is 121. So we are going to change this into a different one. So based on the calculation which you have already seen, so we are going to change the length of this particular video. So we want 10-second video with 16 frames. So we are going to generate this in form of 161 frames, right? So we are going to say 161, and the FPS we are going to change this into 16 to make sure that we are going to have a 10-second video. Since the time frame which has been shared as part of the description was 5 seconds, we are going to now quickly change this to make it as 2 seconds of each of these areas. So instead of this, we are going to just make it as 003 to 005, and then we are going to convert this furthermore 006 to 008, and then we are finally going to have 009 to 10. So this will basically mean that the whole video which was created, it's now spanned across for 10 seconds, and this is going to take some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on run, and then we are going to switch back into terms of looking at different other models and the capabilities of each of these models as well. So I'm going to start the run process as part of this. You can see that the clip has already been understood and the sampler has started. We will wait for a couple of seconds to see this. This has already started, and once the generation process has started is the point wherein we will start looking at okay, sorry, my bad, I think I missed out on one step, so I'm going to stop this. I missed out in terms of clicking on save for this particular part. So you can see that the value was not changed, so we are going to make this as 16 and click on OK. Now the frame sets and everything have been set in right. I hope the generation is stopped. Okay, it is still running, and it was cancelled. So it took close to around 40 seconds for us to go ahead and do it. So you can understand it takes a lot of time to understand the way how the model sampling and everything needs to work out. So what we are going to do is now we are going to click on run, and hopefully this will take close to around like 10 minutes to generate. So we will see while this generation is happening, we are going to go ahead and we are going to check out the other set of videos, other set of models which we have in terms of the different types of models and different offerings from different models which we can check it out. Just wait for quick 1 second to see the sampler being started. Let me see in the background in case if it has already started. So this is the way how things work out in the background. So you can see the iteration has already started. It is on the first iteration of the 20 iterations which we have said. So it first builds out all the iterations one after the other, and then once the iterations and everything are combined in together, that is the point where you will be able to see that the video is getting generated. So I think it has started. I'm just waiting. So you can see that the progress bar has now started showcasing, so which means it is running in the background. So we are now going to go ahead, while this generation is happening, we are now going to go ahead and check out the other set of processes which are happening in. So let's look at the other set of offerings which we have. So we just started generation of we just started with the generation of a 10-second video using text, and let's look at some of the other related set of items also, which are as part of 2.2 itself. So as part of 2.2, you can see that there is a second one, which is a 14 billion parameter based text to video workflow, which you can go ahead and you can utilize. Now this has a capability of giving much more better output, and it obviously takes some longer time. So you can see as part of this video, the kind of transition and everything which is maintained as part of it, the clarity and everything which is maintained as part of it. This is used to have more of close-up set of videos, wherein you can see that only a single image was given, and then based on that image you can see the fine line hair and everything moving in as well. Now one thing to be noted, although we say that it needs to have an audio, this doesn't generally generate an audio, so we need to use another model to generate an audio for this. We are not going to do that as part of this, but we will definitely look at the resources which you can use. There's an amazing audio model also which we have as part of this Comfy UI documentation, so we'll quickly look at that as well. So you can utilize a 14 billion parameter model to generate a much more better good looking video. As of now, to make sure that we can confine this within this whole particular recording, we are utilizing a smaller parameter one. So you will definitely have to download. Now let me tell you one more thing. The model which I have downloaded already is close to around like 11 GB if I'm not mistaken, which took some good time to download. And then there are some models which require you to make sure that you have signed a license agreement as well. So make sure that you do that. I generally utilize Hugging Face to go ahead and download those models as well. So you can go ahead and utilize Hugging Face. There's Civit AI. There's so many different places via which you can go ahead and you can download these models as well. So let's look at the other set of models which we have. I personally love this particular video a lot. So it is from an image to video workflow, wherein the image which has been given is of the white warrior, and you can see the video which is getting generated. It gives you a very good close-up. This is very good when you are looking at the anime videos and everything, the close-up shots and everything. You can see the clarity, the glares and everything which are maintained as part of this. I'll just quickly play this video once, wherein it is actually closing into the character, and you can see the way how the focus is maintained, the lighting keeps on changing, the reflections keep on changing to make sure that the video close-up is looking as realistic as possible. Now imagine that in case if you utilize the same one, you have good computing power, you can put a video for literally loading this for a very long time. Although it will take a longer time to generate a video of close to around like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, but then if you have the right set of computing power and everything, and you can keep your system up for days, then you can probably utilize something like this to generate a whole movie as well. You will of course have a very long prompt to define each and every scene. So we would suggest that you would generate each and every different scene, generate videos together, and generate videos one after the other, and then mix all of these videos together using other set of tools which are already available out in the market. So you can utilize all of these tools to generate a whole movie. The steps are pretty much clear and consistent across all of these models to be utilized. So let's look at one of the other videos which are available out here. I am not sure why this has not yet loaded up, but this is basically out of some of the other images, right, wherein you can use the same so in this particular case, this is another variation of the same model wherein you define the first and the last image of the video, and it basically tries to create the whole transition between the first and the last, right? So it gives you a whole transition flow system of an image being transformed from the first image to the last image, and you can see the first and the last image have been specified here. So there's a till, there is an astronaut hat which is coming in and everything, so it can allow you to finally generate a video as such. Okay, so this was more about WAN 2.2. Now let's look at the other versions as well. So this is like start and frame video generation example. So it is also called as a fun control. So you can basically utilize all of these different models with LoRa to make sure that how this can be generated. Let's see an example of this video. I hope it plays. Downloading right now, but let's see. Okay, sometimes this happens, the videos, because of the network connection related issues, sometimes it tends to not have the videos running in, but it's basically a video of this particular cat. It's a very beautiful video which gets generated out of this, and then you can check this out as well. So it utilizes the first image, and then it tries to generate the whole video, first and last image as well. So you use LoRa when you want to have much more granular details and everything, and it basically helps you to generate the final video. Let's look at one of the other good models which I love. We have the LTX video. So LTX video, you might have seen a lot of YouTube videos where you know, a lot of memes and everything are being created. This is one of those models which are dependent on starting frame and ending frame ones, wherein you can define the starting frame and ending frame, and it will generate a beautiful video for you out of it. You also have image to video as part of this particular model of LTX video, which will help you to generate images. So this was an image of a girl whose video is being taken, and then based on a particular first frame image, it generates the remaining set of video as well. And then you have another video. You can see that, you know, when generation of videos, if there's no negative prompting added, then there are some form of deformities. You can see this deformity coming in as part of this video, but these are just some of the byproducts of the way how videos are basically generated. So there could be some of these issues which are generated, which is an generated output, but you can always try to solve this by iterations, wherein you can define that, you know, the eyes need to be looking towards the camera, and that will improvise. You might have seen that we have done that already while generating images, hyper realistic images. So you can go ahead and you can improvise that using your prompts. We will, in case if the time permits, I think the video is close to around 75% done. We'll wait for a couple of more seconds to see how it is going to come up. But let's look at one more, which is a neon video. This is another one which is by Tencent. You might have seen this. This went really very viral around the penguins and everything. Okay, I'm going to turn off the audio because there was audio in this one. So you can see that this is via the Hunyan video, wherein the whole video of close to around 1 minute 10 seconds was generated just using the model. It uses the diffusion transformer to create this, and it uses Sora for doing all of these things. And there's a 3D VAE which is very separated out. I think we are going to try and create one video out of this very soon enough. So you can utilize Hunyan video for going ahead and generating videos such as this. It's an animated short film which has been created for penguin who tries to go around the whole town. So you can check out this whole particular video as well. The models are quite high in terms of the way how it can generate, and you have again the text to video workflow also as part of it, where you can go ahead and you can generate this particular set of videos. Here are some another set of videos, explanatory videos, where you can check it out that the image to video conversion workflow is also existing. So the first and the last frame can be defined to go ahead and do it. Again, these are some of the other set of videos, which is basically, I've not looked a lot at the concat related versions of this, but then I'm pretty much sure that they look in much more better. So these are some of the ones. This is actually the explanation of the one which is there on the top. And like I had said, we'll also look at the audio related model. So here's the A step music generation. So I've not fully tried this. This is under Apache 2.0 license, so which means you will be able to use for commercial usages as well. But I have personally not tried this to go ahead and generate some audio, but I've heard a lot about it from my friends, wherein they have tried generating the audio. So you can see that as part of this, there are vocals which you can define, and there is also, I've heard, because I've not used, but I've heard that you can go ahead and you can define the lyrics, and it goes ahead and it generates a whole output for you as well. So you define in the checkpoint, you have the latent, which is there. The fourth and fifth point basically allows you, so you can see as part of this, it says the music styles and then the lyrics also. So you can define both the lyrics as well as the music style, the way how you want it. And based on that, it will generate the whole audio output for you, which you can go ahead and you can probably publish it, because this will automatically be, till the point you are utilizing your own set of lyrics. I think this will be your own to use, and it will be copyright free, but then use it with caution. So you can make sure that it is your own audio. Let's see. Okay, it is on the final steps. I hope in a couple of seconds we'll have this up. It is in the decoding process. So yeah, you can go ahead and you can utilize this audio step. You can also use the audio to audio workflow to make sure that you have an existing audio and you want to have a similar kind of an audio. Then you can go ahead and you can utilize this particular process to generate it as well. So try generating out some good audio and everything, and it automatically tells you these are the mainstream music styles which you can use. So you have electronic, rock, pop, funk, soul, cyberpunk, acid, jazz, electro, and it's basically mostly these are like electronic music, so it will generate out all of these things. And the scene types, whichever you can use, the vocal types which you can use, and you have the tempo, so you can go ahead and you can have like beats per minute as 110. I'm not sure which type of music would be this, but then you can go ahead and you can utilize all of this. It also supports multiple languages. I think from the places where I have heard, people have just tried English in most of the cases, and it works pretty well, is what I've heard. The video is generated right now, and fingers crossed, let's see how the video has been generated. Here's the part where we can see the video. I'm going to expand this to see how this looks. So fingers crossed, let's see how this video is going to look out. So this is our video where Mercedes is there. I don't see a lot of drifting. Yeah, if you see it very clearly, there's a very swift drift which is seen on the wheels. It's not that well created, but I think it does a very good part in terms of showcasing. You can see that we had said that Dubai scenes were there as part of it. It's a Mercedes AMG C63, if I'm not mistaken, where it's a red color, good Mercedes, and the whole video has been generated, so it looks pretty neat, clean. It has some level of deformities, I think, which we can solve it out from the video itself, but then for today, I think this looks really very good. It's a very nice background which we can utilize on our screens as well. So you can go ahead. There are tools available on internet where you can convert this into live wallpapers, so you can utilize this as well. Now that we have a video generated, let's try to see how a cloud-based model will generate the same video. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the same prompt, and we are going to use Google Gemini to go ahead and generate this for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same description which we had, and I'm going to create this only for 5 seconds, not for longer, to see how this looks. I've given the same prompt. As you can see, it is the same prompt which we have with the red Mercedes. Let's see how this looks, and I'm going to click on submit, and we are going to see how this video will get generated. Hopefully we'll get a better output on this one, and it will take a couple of minutes for this particular video to be generated. So what I'm going to do is, in the meantime, we are going to look at creation of another video, right? So we are going to go ahead and we are going to look at the LTX video. For now we are going to try and generate a video something similar to this. So let's go ahead and drag this up into our models. So we have the workflow available with us, and we are going to use the same content. We are just going to add one more thing after smiling. So we'll just add this one particular thing and we are going to load up a model which image which we had already generated before. So this was created using the flux, something similar to what we had generated before. So we are going to make the same lady who was generated as part of the flux image output. So we are going to utilize this one, and we are going to see how soon the video can be created of this as well. So we are going to click on run. So the model is going to load up, the clip is going to load up. It is most likely gone ahead and understood all of those set of items, and it is now generating a video. And you can see when it is an image to video, it is comparatively very quicker to generate this particular set of videos, right? So you can see the way how quickly it is moving forward. So let's see, in a couple of seconds we should be able to see an output coming in. So this is at 24 frames. It is decoding now. I hope we get a very good output out of this. You can see it doesn't look that great. We can try and although there was negative prompt which was there, we are going to say we are going to go ahead and make this furthermore. We are trying to go ahead and try to improvise this. Make it shouldn't be a negative prompt, it should be a positive one. So we should be going ahead and we should be saying make it look realistic, and the smile should be subtle. So let's go ahead and try to run this particular one as well. So again we are running this. Now it will comparatively take lesser time because we have already gone ahead and all the clips and the checkpoint model has already been loaded. So let's look at this particular one as well. Meanwhile, we'll also check out what it has generated as part of Gemini as well. Oh no, this is not looking that great. We'll try to see this, we'll try to fix this as well. And this is what Gemini has generated for us. So let's look at this. So there is audio also generated for this particular one. You can see the way how the whole video has been created. It looks really very good. The drifting and everything is epic. As we have said that it has to be epic and everything. So we are going to put up this particular video as well for you to look in the higher resolution. We are going to add this particular video as well towards the end of this particular whole workshop for you to view it. As you can see, there is a difference between what has been generated locally versus what has been generated using a cloud model. The reason behind this is very clear. When you have a model which is continuously updating, and when you have an LLM which is live and which can understand a lot many more things, it becomes easier for the generation of the video. So every time when a video is getting generated, it can understand the whole text very nicely. So for example, in case if I were to talk about a Titanic pose to be created here, it will take a longer time to go ahead and generate that, and maybe the Titanic pose cannot be understood by the video creation model itself. That is because it might not be trained on that particular data. At this point of time, the local video generation related concepts are very naive. So you will see that whatever you're trying to give in the input, it might not really go ahead and give you a right output. So let's try to see what will be the output of the same image of the girl which we had given as part of Gemini as to how it will look. So I'm going to use the same image, and we are going to give the exact same prompt as part of this. So we're going to copy this particular prompt. We are going to go back in Gemini and we are going to paste this particular part. Let's see how this video gets generated as well. So it will take a couple of minutes here as well, and comparatively this will be faster as well, because there is image to video generation as part of this one. So we'll see how this looks. While this is generating, we will see some of the other set of items which we can look at. Let's even give it a shot with text to video as part of this one. We'll try the LTX video one as well. So let's go ahead into the workflow. Let's try to generate based on this. You can see the prompt for this one was lose up of character with piercing blue Freeman eyes, desert head wrap partially covering face, dust storm approaching in background, orange tinted harsh lighting. We can probably add more things around this particular one. Make sure that the man is looking at the camera, and we can probably add in few more items as part of this. I think in terms of the negative prompt, low quality, worst quality, deformed, distorted, disfigured, motion spear, motion artifacts, fused fingers, bad anatomy, weird hand. Let's add weird eyes as well to make sure that it is negated out. And let's click on run on this. I think we'll decrease the frame rate of this particular one. Length is 97, which is probably equivalent of that. Let's quickly look at how this will look. And this is being provided to the negative prompt, and the final one is coming in here. Empty latent video, length is coming as 97. Okay, let's try to see how this gets generated, and we'll see how long it takes. It has already started generating, which means it looks very quick. Meanwhile, let's check out the Gemini video, what it has done in the 7 seconds. So you can see the video is much more better here. So let's see it from the beginning. The smile is subtle, which looks better, and then it has clicked, and it looks so much realistic now in this one. So that's the power of utilizing cloud ones. But you can definitely, when you want to keep things local as part of your system, you want to generate something which is way more longer and everything. So VO has the limitation, if I'm not mistaken, VO has the limitation of generating just like 8-second videos. And I'm utilizing a pro version wherein I can generate like 3 videos in a day of 8 seconds each, which actually makes it close to around like 24 seconds generation in a day, which means in case if you want to create more longer videos, you'll probably have to go on a higher plan, or probably have to go ahead and use Vertex, which is the enterprise version of a Google, so which you can go ahead and you can utilize as well. So let's look at the video which was generated. Now this looks much more better video. You can see that the eyes are probably looking at same direction right now. They are not probably looking at the camera, but the video which has been generated is much more better. So you can improvise furthermore on each of these videos. You can go ahead and you can create your own set of videos as well. I hope you enjoyed the workshop. Now here's the last part. There is a link to the quiz in the caption below. Make sure that you answer all the questions, and guess what? The lucky winners of this particular quiz are going to win exciting devices and some really exclusive goodies from MSI. Make sure that you get your quiz answers in very quick, because there will be a lot of people who are going to answer this quiz, and we have very limited set of goodies. Also, do remember, on completion of your quiz, you will receive a certificate which will be mailed directly to you. So ensure that when you are pulling up or when you are filling up the quiz, make sure that you put in your right email. I hope you like this whole particular series of AI workshops by MSI, and we hope that we will receive a lot of love from you, and we hope that you will continue to join us in our future workshops as well. Thank you, have a great day, and happy coding, happy AI generation.